Today, it's all about the condos, and if you're thinking about moving to the Fort Lauderdale area, you've probably already noticed that there are tons of condos around town, but they're not all the same, and there's a lot you need to know about condos. So today, we're going to go over 7 things you must know before deciding on a condo here in South Florida, so stay tuned. What's up everyone, it's Tanner back again with another video all about sunny South Florida. And if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know all about working, eating, sleeping, living, playing, and the condos here in the Fort Lauderdale area, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap the little bell so you get notified every time I do a new video. Alright, let's talk about condos. And you're going to want to stick around for all 7 because I'm telling you the last one is something super important that almost everyone overlooks. So the first thing is actually really common, and I get it all the time when people reach out to me about moving. And real quick, speaking of that, I have people reaching out to me every single day, and I absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about making a move here to South Florida, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, message me on Facebook, however you want to get a hold of me, because I've got your back when moving. So the first thing we're going to talk about are the condo fees. Now, a lot of people tend to overlook the condo fees when they're doing their initial searches for homes, and instead tend to only focus on the price of the condo itself. Now, don't get me wrong, that is really important, but just as important is to take into account the added monthly cost of the condo fees. Because down here in South Florida, condo fees can range from a couple $100 a month all the way up into the thousands of dollars per month. And if you plan on getting a mortgage, those fees will be calculated when determining the amount of loan you can qualify for. So when you're considering the total cost of condo fees, it's also important to know what you're paying for and compare that to the other condo buildings that may be more expensive or even less expensive. A lot of the cost is going to depend on the amenities offered at the community. For example, this condo has monthly fees of around $220 per month, and it only offers the pool, cable, sewer, trash, and water, compared to this one, which is over $1,000 per month, but this one includes valet parking, a doorman, beach access with chairs, a clubhouse, fitness room, heated pools, saunas. You get the idea. So it's important that you figure out what kind of lifestyle and amenities you want and need. Because if you decide to buy, you're stuck with whatever the condo fees are. You can't just opt out of paying for certain amenities that you're not going to use, such as a fitness center or the pool, for example. Also, a lot of times the condo fees will include water, sewer, and even cable. So the fees do cover the cost of those wonderful amenities, but there's more to it than that, because let's face it, the most appealing part of buying a condo is to live a more maintenance-free lifestyle compared to a single-family home. That being said, the fees are also going to cover maintenance and upkeep for all of the common areas, and by common areas, I'm talking about the areas that everyone in the building has access to, like the lobby, the hallways, elevators, landscaping, maybe security staff, all of those types of things. Number 2 are special assessments, which is also related to condo fees because a portion of those fees will go into a separate account called a reserve fund. And the reserve fund is there to cover larger repair or maintenance items that are going to eventually need to be done but aren't considered to be typical routine maintenance. For example, a roof needing replacement due to its age, or maybe painting the exterior of that beautiful 27-story condo building. But things don't always go as planned. So let's say a storm comes through and damages the roof beyond repair. Now, a roof repair would have been considered to be maintenance expenses, whereas an unexpected replacement would be a reserve expenditure. And money from that reserve fund is used to pay for it. Now, here's where the special assessments come in. If you choose a condo that didn't plan well for the future, or the project costs more money than the amount in that reserve fund, that means the condo board will have to impose a special assessment on all the residents to pay for the repair item, and each owner will have to pay for a portion of the total assessment amount based on the condo size. So 1-bedroom owners will pay less than, let's say, a 3-bedroom condo owner, which makes sense because the 1-bedroom owners own less of the community compared to larger units like 2 or 3 bedrooms. So typically with special assessments, they're going to be added to the normal monthly condo fees. So you're going to have the normal monthly condo fee, then the special assessment on top of that for a certain period of time until it's paid off, like 12 or 24 months. And you also have the option to pay it all up front in one lump sum. And there's also going to be things called planned special assessments, which are usually upgrades to things like landscaping or replacing old concrete balconies with all new glass ones. So now that you know the dangers of a special assessment, how do you know if there are any? There's going to be 2 ways to find out for sure, and the first way is typically the one I tell people to opt for, and you'll see why in a minute. So the first option is to contact condo management and ask them directly if there's any current or upcoming assessments. Now, the second way is to wait until you receive the condo documents, which will have all of that important information listed in there, but you normally only receive the documents after the seller accepts your offer. You can do it either way, but I think knowing upfront is the better option. The number 3 thing you need to know about condos are the pet policies. Pretty straightforward stuff, but definitely something you need to know. Do they allow animals at all? How many pets are you allowed to have? Or maybe they only allow cats. Some condos will allow dogs, but only up to a certain weight limit, like 20 pounds. And if they do allow dogs, it's very common for there to be restrictions against certain breeds that are deemed to be more aggressive. And believe it or not, some condos won't allow you to have 2 dogs, but it's completely acceptable for you to have a 200-gallon glass container filled with water in the middle of the living room in a high-rise building. That makes total sense, right? For number 4, we're going to talk about financing, because the last thing we would want to happen is for you to spend a bunch of time researching and looking around online for hours and hours on end, finally finding that perfect community or unit that you absolutely love, only to find out you can't make an offer because you don't meet the requirements. Now, as you can probably guess, the typical person who decides to buy a condo tends to value convenience. However, getting that convenient condo lifestyle means you might have to put up with a few extra challenges when it comes to qualifying for a mortgage. The truth is, mortgage requirements for condos are more stringent compared to conventional home loans, and you may even find the mortgage rates to be a bit higher as well. And that's because condo mortgages are considered somewhat riskier loans when compared to mortgages for single-family homes, which is why it's really important that we get you in contact with our local mortgage expert early on in the process so we can point you in the right direction based on the type of financing that's available to you. Number 5 goes hand in hand with financing, and that's down payment amounts. Now, this isn't always true, but generally, to get the best rates possible, you'll want to plan on putting around 25% down on a condo purchase. And depending on the community, some lenders may even require you to put a minimum of 20% down on a condo. There are other options for lower down payment amounts, and some condos are FHA approved, which will allow down payments of as little as 3.5%. And if you're a service member or veteran, there are VA approved condo buildings as well, which will allow you for 0% down financing. Number 6 on our list is make sure you know the rules and regulations regarding renovations inside your condo. Condos are great because you own everything inside your unit, but the reality is there's things behind those walls, and there's things like vertical plumbing, concrete pillars, supports, load-bearing walls. So if you walk into a condo with plans of renovating and doing some kind of reconfiguration and just want to start knocking down walls, moving the laundry to a different room, or moving the plumbing around in the bathrooms, that's great and all, but we want to make sure that your renovation plans are even possible before you make that offer. Number 7, and the most overlooked thing you need to know, is the parking situation. Down here in South Florida, especially the closer you get to the beach, parking is pretty limited. So you'll find that most 1-bedroom units will come with 1 parking spot, and most 2-bedroom units will come with either 1 or possibly 2 spots. Some condos do offer parking garages, others offer covered parking options, and some are just going to be an assigned parking space. Now, there's 2 things you're going to want to verify before you even put in an offer to buy a condo. One is the location. How far is the space from the entrance and exit of the building? If you're anything like me, you drive on a daily basis, maybe even multiple times throughout the day. So you want to make sure that parking space isn't too far for you. The second thing is the size of the space. Like I mentioned earlier, space is really limited down here in South Florida, and a lot of these condo buildings were constructed quite a long time ago. So when these communities were built, most of the vehicles were probably a lot smaller than they are today. So if you get yourself into a situation where you have a compact spot, a wall next to you, and a pickup truck on the other side, that could be an issue for you that you're going to have to deal with multiple times every day for as long as you live there. So if you are thinking about moving or relocating to Fort Lauderdale or anywhere in South Florida, make sure you reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you and help you in any way that I can. Check out some of these other videos, and remember, I've got your back when moving to Fort Lauderdale.